What's up guys, to Season 2, Episode 3 of the Derby Career Mode. To start this episode, we are currently 13th in the league. Well, it's not bad. We've only played 7 games though with 8 points, what is okay as well. Like, as long as you get as many points as games played, then you should stay up in the Premier League, so that's always good. So, got our first game against Sunderland in this episode, who are currently in the relegation zone, but they have got a very strong team when you compare it to our team. That isn't the best. Like, we've got a lot of 70s and 73s, of course, so we'll have to see how we can do in this game. And we go into it, and they are in the relegation zone. In a second, I'll just show you the little thing at the start of the game that's actually really nice to see. There's only 6 points between us, a couple of wins, and we'll be down there as well. So we head into the game, and in the 55th minute of the match, Bridcut puts the ball into the box, and Jack Rodwell puts it at the near post there to make it 1-0 in the game. And unfortunately, that was the only goal of the game, and that is how it does end. So a little bit unfortunate to lose our first game of the episode against a team that we should be beating. If we are going to stay up in the Prem, we have to win those kind of games. But we do have another game against West Ham, who are actually really good on FIFA. If you look at their team, they've got some really overpowered players, but we'll have to see how the AI do play with them. And we're going to change some players up, put Jamie Ward, because he is a bit higher rated and a little bit stronger and a bit more better at shooting. So we head into the game, and in the 32nd minute of the match, Enna Valencia manages to get back up from being tackled there, but then puts it into the back of the net. Maybe Reedy World should have cleared the ball a bit better, but nevertheless, we do reply here straight away from kickoff, pretty much. Win the ball on the edge of the area with Chris Martin, has a shot, hits the keeper, and then Johnny Russell is there to scramble it into the back of the net to make it 1-1 in the game. And Johnny Russell got a couple of goals to get today, and that was really nice for him. Hopefully he does get an inform, but we'll have to see how EA do it. And we do bring Sifsy and Mackay Stevens off the bench, and they do get that goal there in the 87th minute of the match. That's the good thing of having them on the bench, because they've got so much good dribbling and pace. When a team's like really low on fitness, it's just so easy to walk through a team and get the goals. So I'm probably going to keep Martin as the first team, and obviously bring Sifsy off the bench and create some chances and get some goals, but we'll have to see, of course. So we have a next game against Everton in the FA Cup. I believe it might be the Capital One Cup, I'm not too sure. So we're going to play a bit of a weaker side, because I always like to play the players that aren't getting the game time, of course, because if I do want to sell them in the near future, of course I'm going to have to play them, because people aren't going to be sold if they're not getting played, because they'll go down in ratings. And it's nice to keep the team nice and fresh, of course, and then they don't complain. And whenever I do need them, when a player does get injured, they're always there and available. So we head into the game, and in the early moments of the game, unfortunately, we do concede a goal here. I don't know if it was a combination of me bringing Keogh across and then just dragging the entire defence across and giving a lot of space there for Ross Barkley to make it 1-0 in the first 10 minutes of the game. But luckily, we do win a free kick here on the edge of the area. Sifsy showing off his skills there, getting a free kick for us. And of course, what I do in this kind of situation, when it's like too close to have a shot, I just lay it off, and it's like really easy to get a goal, and especially with Sifsy's like 90 shot power, bullets that into the back of the net to make it 1-1 in the game. And it's nice that he is getting goals when he does get the game time, because that's what I need from a player. If I'm going to bring him off the bench, I definitely need him to get a goal and to change the game. So we head into the second half here, and we do unfortunately concede a goal like 5 minutes into it. Coleman going down this right hand side, passing the ball to Morales, and then Morales finding the runs of Barkley, and then eventually puts through Naismith, I believe, down the centre of the pitch. He just walks through my defence, and eventually it does go through for Naismith to put it into the back of the net. Quite a nice finish, actually. We don't exactly have the best keeper in the world at the moment, but eventually we'll get quite high rating, and of course he'll be handy then. So we do win a penalty here in the 52nd minute of the match. Unfortunately, we don't have Chris Martin, the normal penalty taker, who can obviously put him away quite nicely, but we still do have Sifsy, who's got about 75 watts. Decent, and he does put it into the back of the net to make it 2-2 in the game. And of course, with 30 minutes left of the game, hopefully we can get that goal to get the win in the end and go through in the cup, because I would like to win the cup this year. I think we've got the kind of squad that has a good chance. The only things that are worrying me, if we like to run into a Chelsea or City, that might be quite difficult, but we'll have to see, of course. And we do get that goal there with Mason Bennett, a really nice bit of roulette, and then a heel to heel to get him into a good position and to get the goal and to get us the points. So not the points, sorry, to get us through in the cup. I don't know why I said points, it's just the normal thing I do say. We didn't exactly have the most of possession, but you don't always have to have a lot of possession. We do have Liverpool next in the cup, a decent opponent. They've got a pretty strong team on career mode, of course, so it'll be interesting to see what team they play and how we do perform. So our next game is probably the biggest of the episode, and it is against Manchester City, who are currently top of the league, maybe second, I'm not too sure. At this point of the league season, there's not much point in saying where they are, because of course it is going to change quite drastically as the table goes on. So we head into the 20th minute of the match here, and we unfortunately can't clear that ball there. I think it was Gary Mackay Stevens, a little bit too weak, and unfortunately they do get a goal there with Fernandinho. And then in the 45th minute, just before half time, Scott Sinclair, forgot he's a City player, just goes down this left-hand side, cuts inside, goes past one, goes past two, passes it to Yaya. Yaya passes it to Jovetic and puts it into the back of the net. Not much I could really do against that fast passing play, and really difficult to break down City and get a goal as well. So yeah, this game was really tough. It's kind of good because it shows that the difficulty that we are playing is fair, because if the likes of City and Chelsea are beating us, I'd say that's pretty fair. Of course, we did win against Chelsea in the last episode, so if you did miss that, go back and watch that, because that was actually a really nice win, of course, against a really big side. So yeah, we didn't exactly have the best of game here. I think it ended up 4-0 in the end. Fernandinho just getting the final goal, passes it in, and Nasri just intercepts the clearance and puts it into the back of the net. Not exactly the best defensive job for our team, but hopefully we can bounce back with a win against our next opponent, I believe is QPR. So I don't know, QPR, they've got a really good team on FIFA, because they've got really high rated players. Of course Remy's at their club for some reason, because for some reason EA didn't do the deadline day transfers when they did the early access. So unfortunately for this career mode, it's a little bit unfair on me, because the likes of Negredo was in that last match as well, who shouldn't really be there, but at the same time they'd still buy a very good player for the similar rating. So we head into the game against QPR, and unfortunately you do concede a goal here. Charlie Austin runs on through and puts it to the near post to make it 1-0 in the first 20 minutes of the game. And this game just was really difficult. I don't know if it's a combination of playing away, playing against a really good opponent, and of course playing in the rain that I just don't like playing. It is a horrible thing on this game. And they do get the second goal here. Charlie Austin again getting that goal. I think he's about 75 rated. May have gone up a rating or two during the last season or something. But yeah, not too bothered about QPR. They are one of those teams that are a bit weird on career mode, because they have got really high rated players, and of course in real life they're not quite as good as they are in FIFA. So we head into the next game against Arsenal, and we come against obviously a very strong Arsenal team. I think they're playing Ozil Sanchez, so it'll be interesting to see how we do against them. A team that generally do beat the lower teams but can't quite beat the upper teams. So we head into the game, and in the 30th minute of the match, Oztunali holding up the ball, waiting for the runners, because there was just no movement, and eventually we do get a ball out wide to Jamie Ward. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain just unfortunately misses that clearance, and don't know what Szczesny was doing. I don't know who keeper it is. I think it might be Martinez for this game. I'm not too sure why they did play him. Maybe Szczesny's out injured or red carded or something, but maybe the keeper could have done a bit better there. But Mandzukic there puts it into the top of the net. Not much I could do about it, especially when he's like so tall, so good at jumping, so good at heading accuracy. And in this game he is an absolute menace, because he does get his second goal here. A poor clearance from my goalkeeper, trying to throw it out wide to Russell, and Sanchez just flicks it in the air to Mr. Mandzukic for a really nice volley. Not much my keeper could do about that to make it 2-1 in the game. But we do reply with a nice goal on the edge of the area. I believe they do get a player sent off, and we do win a free kick. Of course, Will Hughes just dribbles past Chambers, and Chambers with his second yellow of the game does get himself sent off. A little bit good for us, of course, because that means they do have a hole in their defence now for the remainder 30 minutes of the game. Can we get through and get a couple of goals and get the win in the game? We'll have to see, of course. So we get the free kick with Chris Martin, put it over the wall and put it into the back of the net. Quite a nice easy goal for us. And then unfortunately in the late moments of the game we do concede a goal to make it 3-2. So that was a little bit annoying, like especially when we made it 2-2 against 10 men. Maybe we could have done a bit better. They brought Cazorla off the bench, and I think it was in the 84th, I think. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see when the timer comes up in a second. And Arteta, what was he doing there? Like, when does he ever run into the box and get a cross into it? He's always on the edge looking for the passes, and a little bit unlucky because one of our players deflected it straight to Sanchez for a free header to make it 3-2 in the game and to lose it in the end. So not the best. That means we have dropped into the relegation zone with 11 points, our next opponent on 12. So if we do get a win against Everton in our next game, we should be able to bounce back up to like 15th or something. But Everton, of course, are quite a strong team, and as it is in the league, they are going to play a lot stronger team to what we did earlier on in the Cup, of course. So we head into the game, and in the second minute of the match, the only goal of the game was this goal here from Coleman. Passes it inside to, I believe it is Ledson, the youth player. I'm not too sure, but Barkley, don't know what I was doing defensively. Van Beek was just all over the floor there, sliding there. I was trying to get the ball, but I couldn't, and that is how the episode does end. So a little bit unfortunate, of course, losing some big games like Arsenal, City and Everton, but at the same time that's kind of good because it means it's realistic, and when we do come against the lower sides like Crystal Palace and Southampton aren't doing too well in this career mode. They do it on the Football Manager as well. They're both in the relegation area. So yeah, if you did enjoy this episode, it'd be fantastic if we could get over 15 likes. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.